It's Kirsch and Emily. Emily, we mentioned it being Cinco de Mayo today, a big holiday for you that you love, you said.
Yes, I do.
What's your go-to Mexican dish that you enjoy? Because you said you love the food and the margs.
Oh, okay. Well, when I'm in Mexico at Disney, which I frequent, empanadas. Yes. Empanadas are my go-to, and margarita.
That's like.
Oh no! Just wait till I tell you my very generic here.
All right.
And you're already shaking your head. I'm already making you shake your head.
When I'm in Mexico at Epcot, that's like saying, you know what? My favorite Mexican, authentic Mexican eatery south of the border is Taco Bell, and you're talking about like the south of the one in Grove City, like south of the Columbus border. Well, I can get behind some T-Bell. I'm not going to lie.
My order is so generic. It's either going to be a chicken quesadilla or it's going to be the 3 cheese enchiladas with rice. And oh my gosh, that sounds so good right now.
I'm a big. There's a little Mexican restaurant in Lewis Center called Senor Antonio's.
Okay.
And I love Senor Antonio's, and I always get their beef quesadilla Cancun, and I don't know what they put in this, but it is some sort of magic.
Okay. You kind of sound like my husband when he goes to one by our house and he asks for the special sauce or salsa for his chips. And it's apparently some of the hottest salsa he's ever had in his entire life.
Real? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So
well, it is Cinco de Mayo.
It is, and I love to celebrate it. So I'm the cheapest date ever. My enchiladas and my margaritas.
Sounds good. It honestly does. I'm a big fajita fan too. Maybe we can maybe DoorDash some fajitas this morning.
That's so good.
Have them in here.
Deliver this early?
I don't think anybody who makes fajitas is up and running yet, so I think we're
you never know.
I don't know. All right, Emily, what'd you do this weekend? Anything good coming off of the weekend, or was it just kind of chill for you? It was nasty out.
It was. It wasn't nasty out. It was just not sunny, and we just chilled. Honestly.
So this is why I say it was nasty out. I drove hundreds of miles in the pouring rain over the weekend, and my version of you're like it wasn't nasty. There were cars upside down. There were cars in ditches. There were smashed cars everywhere, people hydroplaning.
I didn't know that until just this minute, so I apologize.
Then I stood out in the pouring rain watching soccer. Boy, what a glorious weekend it was.
Oh, yes. Well, did they win?
One, lost one.
Okay, well, that's better than losing both, right?
Well, they lost to the number 1 team in Ohio, so I'm okay with that.
There's always next time.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
So yeah, it was a soccer weekend. It was just a gross weekend. You're like, it was rainy and we splashed in puddles. I'm like, there were people like dying off the side of the road.
Well, I didn't know that, but you always make me feel bad. You're just like talking.
So
anyway.
Today's Cinco de Mayo. We're back into it for Monday. Cinco de Mayo, a good reason to look forward to today. There's some deals around Columbus.
Yes, a local cantina has margarita deals today, which I mean, sounds great to me. I'm sold. It's not hard to sell.
What time do they open? Let's go.
I know, right? Actually, it looks like all day. I think they open at like 11. You want to go?
Oh, man. That's like 4.5 hours out. I gotta wait that long?
Yes. Okay. Dos Hermanos at North Market Bridge in Bridge Park. They have a celebration including dancers and $8 house margaritas.
Have you ever eaten there?
No.
They're in the North Market in Dublin, and then there's one in the North Market in the short. Oh my God, they're so good.
I think I've eaten at the one by my husband's job, which is like, yes. But they don't have margaritas there because it's like a quick service, like a food truck kind of thing. I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yes, they're, and then they have deals at Easton, regular margaritas for $5, large for $6. Why not just go for the large? Starting at $4.30. Yeah. And then of course, El Vaquero is going to have some deals, right? They're open at 11 and they have $4.99, 21 ounce draft beer and 21 ounce Corona Premier. So that sounds like all day happy hour to me.
Have you ever had a loaded Corona?
No.
Where they open the bottle and the air that's in the top, they top it off with tequila.
No, but that sounds fun.
Oh, they're delicious.
I want to try that.
Mezcal or reposado, which is yours?
I don't know.
You don't know? You just drink any tequila set in front of you? Oh, okay.
I do.
Sounds good.
I'm like, I don't know.
You're like, I don't know the words you just said, but
I think the cheapest. I can't figure it out.
let's go boozing. It's Emily's theme song right there. Big Star, Kenny Chesney, classic hit country, 103.9, The Maverick.
Oh, I'll take that as a compliment.
I meant it as one.
No, I don't think you did.
You're big news.
But, I mean, I like that song because she is humble the whole way through. Okay. So
She's a big star.
I am
just
a big star,
like
just like you are.
Today is Teacher Week. Well, it's Teacher Week, so we're going to kick this off every day talking about some different teacher-related topics, including today, if you're a teacher, God bless you.
I know. Listen, I could never do it.
I have 2 kids, and you've got 30 or 50, or depending on how many you deal with throughout the day. Do you have any teachers that had like a major influence on your life, Emily?
Yes, I do. I knew her as Miss Warren, but she is Mrs. Henkel now at Hilliard. I think she's still at Derby. I don't know, actually, but I went to Derby. One of the greatest teachers ever, someone who was meant to be a teacher. She was my English teacher. Actually, I had her a couple years, but she was just someone who cared and advocated for you, which I feel like is really important.
Yeah.
And she just always had your best interest at heart. And she believed in you, which is also extremely important.
Right,
and
right.
That woman, yes, she changed my life for the better. So.
I see that with my girls now, especially with some of their teachers. They've got their ones they absolutely love, and you can tell that they love teaching and they love being with the kids and love contributing to their future, making a positive impact, all of that. Mine was, I was in band when I was in high school, and, in the band director and marching band and stuff like that, his name was Mr. Matchett. And there are still things that he used to say that were his sayings to motivate and sort of keep you on track and focused on doing the right thing and being successful and everything else that I find myself saying to my kids now, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm old.
But it's wisdom, right?
It is. It's wisdom that you can pass along, and teachers drop that on you sometimes.
I know, they do, and they put up with a lot. They do such good work, and more than I could do, that's for sure. Because I wouldn't have the patience that they do.
Well, they get a couple months off in the summer to chill. Okay. That's how they have the patience.
Okay.
We have to work 12 months a year, Emily. That's why.
Sorry, I forgot.
Patience runs thin.
What? They deserve that, honestly. So.
They do. Gosh, I wish I had that scheduled. Be like, all right, it's Kirsch and Emily. We'll be back with you in August.
I mean, yeah, don't. No, we can't do that.
I mean, what if we ask really nice? Do you think they would go for it?
No, I think our jobs would be gone and we would be replaced. Let's not try that.
All right. Well, I tried to get the summer off. All right. So, Emily, what's the wildest thing you've ever seen at a concert in your life?
Okay, maybe it's not wild, but it's sad. And I've seen someone propose and she said no.
Oh, no.
And then got booed.
No.
Yeah.
Wait. Did they do it in the crowd, or did they do it on stage?
Yeah, no, in the pit. Yeah. No, can you imagine if that was on stage? How sad would that be?
Oh.
Yeah. It was at one of those big country concerts, and I'm just like, ooh, that sucks.
And she said no?
Yeah, just say yes, just to get through the concert. She got booed though, yeah.
She specifically got booed.
Yes.
Oh, I bet that dude did not buy a drink for the rest of the night either.
I bet you're correct, yes. How about you? Can you top that story?
Well, I can't. Well, yes, I can.
I know, I'm sure you can.
So, down the hall, I work on 99.7 The Blitz as well. And every year we're part of the Sonic Temple Art and Music Festival, which comes up this week. It kicks off over at Historic Crew. And I'll tell you what, if you see it all at that show. You see everything at that show. You see topless people. You see naked people. You see, what else? Oh, I saw a crowd surfing Teletubby last year. That was fun.
Okay.
There was a guy completely dressed as an elephant.
Hot.
Oh, and it was like 90 last year. I was like, dude, what are you doing? But yeah, so happy National Concert Day. I'm going to be out there working Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
You'll be fine. You need to start taking notes of what you're going to see.
Are you going to come out?
Yes, I am. I kind of have to, actually.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so awesome. You know what? We should take notes and compare.
All right. Emily, I feel like this month is a lot of stuff. We've got Cinco de Mayo today. It's National Concert Day. It's also National Mental Health Awareness Month, right?
Yes, it is.
So,
what are you about to do?
This story.
What are you about to do?
Well, no, I thought this was great. I found this study. It came out of Japan where they found that watching sports boosts our mental health and generally makes us happier human beings.
I don't see that when your teams are losing.
Well, I mean, it's the competitive nature and the adrenaline rush and all that kind of stuff. So researchers scanned people's brains while they watched various sports and found it activated the reward circuits in their brain, which are linked to feelings of pleasure and happiness. And they also found that people who regularly watch a lot of sports have more gray matter in those areas, which suggests it might even change your brain structure for the positive, right?
What you're saying is I should ask my husband for things when he's watching golf because he'll be positive and can say yes.
Nice spin on that.
Is that what you're saying?
Wow. Okay. Try it.
I can ask him if we can go to some extravagant place or, whatever. Or tell him bad news when he's watching golf and he'll just be nicer, right?
Here, you know what? I just thought of something. You keep saying you want to learn sports and you want to learn football and all that kind of stuff. I have a weird incentive for you to actually learn football.
What?
So if you learned football and the way the whole sport works and you were able to pay attention to a game, you still don't have to really care about it. But if you knew what was going on and knew it was super, super important, a super important part of the game, and then asked him then, he'd probably be like, yeah, cool. See?
Okay, that's a hack. I'm going to try this August. Is that when it starts?
Yeah.
September. Yeah. Remind me of that because I'll forget.
No, it should be important enough to you to get your extravagant trip you want to take.
Okay, wow. Kirsch, I'll try it.
That coffee's hot. Sorry, I just burned myself. How did that get so hot? Did you microwave that on me while we were playing music or something? That was not that hot before.
Anything with the coffee, okay?
Sorry.
I'm sorry to even brought in a little warmer.
That just burned myself. I need to go watch some sports and put myself.
For you trying to say that I need to learn sports. I don't know.
In a better mood. Kirsch and Emyle, Classic Hit Country 103.9 The Maverick. Emily, we talk all the time about how we are, happily married, not to each other. Good Lord, you would never want that. And I don't blame you. Putting up with me outside of here. Woo, God bless Mrs. Kirsch. But we're happily married and not on the dating apps and things like that. But you said you have friends who get unsolicited pictures from gentlemen.
Yes. Yes.
And it's pretty common. And you know exactly what we're talking about. Unsolicited pics.
It's gross to me. But, those friends are dumb and give their Snapchat. So that's on them. I don't feel bad when it happens to them for doing that.
Guys are seriously out there doing this?
Yeah, I don't know why. Right. I really don't.
The reason I ask...
it can't work, I'm sure.
I don't think it's ever worked for anybody. You just send a picture of stuff and... And
there's no way that works, but whatever.
She calls immediately, hey, what are you doing right now? A lot of guys, I don't think, realize how many single women have to deal with that when they're online dating. And there's a woman who is an author who likes to troll these guys who do this. And she just published a book this year about romance scams called Keanu Reeves is Not in Love with You, right? That's the name of her book. She also likes to troll creepy dudes who send her unsolicited photos of stuff and screenshots. Why does
she get so many?
I don't know. But on her birthday, she just was telling this story in an interview, this author. On her birthday, a guy DM'd her and shot her a picture of things and put a happy birthday sign on it. But instead of blocking him, she made him think he had a serious illness. She sent back a zoomed-in shot of a red mark on his stomach, lied and said she once had a degree in dermatology and told him it looked concerning. So they went back and forth where he said things like, it doesn't even itch. She said, that's even more concerning. She's like, it's going to be a really difficult few months for you. This is genius.
The fact that he believed her just shows so much.
I have a degree in dermatology, and you really, really need to take a look at this.
Oh my gosh. I mean, no, that's like, it's genius, but it's mean. But also at the same time, like, that's on him for believing it. I hope he made a doctor's appointment.
Look, if you send that unsolicited image to someone, they
Expect
didn't ask
something
for
back.
They didn't ask for that either.
Yeah. Okay, that's true. Yes. So
tit for tat.
Wow. I'm more interested in this book, though.
Keanu Reeves is not in love with you?
I mean, what if he is, though? What if Keanu Reeves really is in love with me? He loves everybody, so... I know that took a turn.
You're married, Emily. Good Lord.
I know.
All right, just go ahead and share this, Emily, the conversation that I think a lot of married couples have had, or families have, or maybe it's a little bit of an argument around the house. You had it this past weekend.
I think we have all had this argument in our marriage, and if you haven't, you're lying. So, it got cold over the weekend, right?
It did. I was not really excited about that.
I wanted and was about to turn the heat on, but guess who's not allowed to touch the thermostat?
So you had to freeze?
Yes, I was told, put blankets on, you'll be fine.
Wait, so what was the temperature in the house?
It was like 60-something. It was too cold for me.
Like 65 or something?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, you know what? That's heat. That's heat right there for me.
Thank you.
I'll tell you what.
It's like the biggest argument in the house, I swear, is touching the thermostat. He wants to put a lockbox on it, Kirsch. He's threatened it before, but I'm waiting for it to happen.
He's going to go Dwight Schrute in The Office. When Dwight owned the building, he put a lock on the thermostat.
Pretty sure that's where he got the inspiration. So thank you, The Office.
So I don't get people who won't turn the heat on when it's cold or won't turn the air conditioning on when it's warm because it's past a certain date or it's not to a certain day. Like I turn the heat on in the morning sometimes, and then I'm like, ooh, it's warm in the afternoon. And I flip the air conditioner on, and then it gets cool at night, and I turn the heat back on. And
Mrs. Kirsch is so lucky. I wish I had that freedom.
The house is always the right temperature that way. I don't understand why people don't do that.
Look, when it's warm out, we have great flow with the windows open and stuff like that because we have open space, right?
Yeah.
I get that with air conditioning. However, the heat is a different story. Let me turn it on. I don't even know if it works all the time for me to get warm, but we're going to pretend.
Well, I'm proud of myself over this one. So my daughter and I were in a hotel over the weekend for a couple of soccer games, and she actually went to bed. Like all the parents were in the lobby hanging out, might have had a beverage or two. And she went to bed before I even got back to the hotel room. And before I got in there, you know what she did? Oh, it was glorious. It was every guy's dream. She cranked the air conditioning down as low as it would go. I was like, I love you, sweetie.
Wow, proud dad moment. See, it's different when we go travel because it's not our bill that we're paying.
You know what you should do?
Do what I want and tell him to just mind his own business?
Yes, do that. No, you know what? You should compare.
Put my own lockbox on it?
You put your own lockbox on it. Be like, okay, I've got the key. I'm going to put it where I want and see how much it really affects the bill.
Okay, I'm going to try this. And then when I get a talking to, I'm going to say, well, Kirsch told me to, so it's allowed. Yep,
when I get a talking to.
Not that I listen. He talks.
All right, Emily. So what's one manual skill that you swear by that you think Gen Z doesn't understand? What's up, Kirsch and Emily, by the way? Classic Hit Country, 103.9 The Maverick.
A couple come to mind. Handwritten thank you notes or cards. Yeah. I don't think Gen Z does that. Also calling people on the phone and actually holding a conversation or calling when you want an answer. Does that make sense?
Instead of texting, you mean?
Instead of texting or, sitting on a chat forever to a bot. Picking up the phone and actually calling.
You mean, are you talking about customer service?
Anything. Doctors, customer service, people and work acquaintances, anything.
Hold on a minute. Hold on.
What?
You know I have the memory of a elephant or whatever. What is it? That what they say? Like elephants have good memory?
Yeah, why?
You made fun of me like a month and a half ago because I called customer service because the chat wasn't fast enough. And you're like,
right.
I don't call, I chat.
However, if I had to call, I would. I don't think Gen Z can. They don't know how to hold a conversation on the phone.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Well, I will wait for the apology for that.
I'm sorry that I judged you so harshly, Kirsch. Goodness gracious.
So fun. For me, you know what it is? I like if you want to make sure that someone younger does not steal your car, buy a stick shift.
Okay, that's true. But do they still make those?
Yeah, they do. You can buy stick shift cars, manual transmission. If you get a stick shift, your car's not getting stolen because, well, unless it's by like somebody who's like 50 or above because they all learn to drive a stick shift.
One, I would never steal a car, but like two, I don't even know how to drive a stick, so.
How fun would it be to get a stick shift vehicle and just do a bit on air with you learning to drive?
A lot of editing would need to be done.
Me teaching you to drive a stick shift.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. A lot of editing would need to be done because you would be dropping words left and right. I think we might break up then, Kirsch, honestly.
I'm picturing myself rocking around, head smashing the dashboard.
Kirsch, we don't need to teach, like, you don't need to teach me to drive a stick for that. We could just go driving with me right now.
That's true. That's how you drive an automatic. Oh, my God.
I don't really feel like us breaking up yet. So
can we do this?
What? Where are you going to find a stick shift?
I don't know. Somebody have an old beater with a stick shift in it you can bring in here. I don't know why I'm picturing this to be the most hilarious thing ever, but yeah, I would probably get fired because words would come out that you can't say legally on the radio.
I mean, you want to watch me retake my maneuverability test. You want to now see me drive a stick shift. Like, are you trying to get my license revoked? I'm just curious.
Maybe because the way you describe your driving all the time. I'm trying to keep Columbus safe, Emily. Good Lord.
I'm not the one Columbus needs to worry about.
So last week, Emily, we were talking about, I'm an Android guy. You have an iPhone, and there's a lot of hate towards Android people from the iPhone crowd. I'm not going to lie.
I think that's in your head, but okay.
It's not in my head. I have so many people that are like, oh, why don't you turned our text green? And I'm like, okay, get over yourself.
There's more important things to worry about in the world.
I want to see if this has happened to you because this is an iPhone only thing. And some of the parents I was with this weekend from the team, they were asking me if this has ever happened to me because I do fly a lot. And it's common for people to airdrop pictures on planes to people on the plane.
No, I've heard of this though. I've heard of this happening, and I haven't.
Usually they're inappropriate.
Yeah, I haven't had that done, but don't you have to accept it?
I don't know. How does that work? How does airdrop work?
I should know. I don't airdrop often though, actually.
So if you don't know what we're talking about, so iPhones have airdrop where like if Emily has a picture on her phone, she can send it to everyone close by with an iPhone, right?
Yeah.
If you want.
But I think there's a setting you can turn off to not accept like randos. You got to look into that.
How many people have that turned off though? I don't think enough because I hear these stories about, weird pictures or whatever being airdropped to people on planes, especially because you're in close quarters and it's like you don't really know who it came from.
I have never once had that happen to me, and I hope it never does. That's creepy.
There's going to be somebody in their car airdropping you from like, hey, we know where the station is. We're going to park outside and airdrop something to you. Please do that to Emily.
Why would you ever suggest that?
But
that
nothing inappropriate.
Crazy.
Just something funny. Make her laugh.
I just feel like that there's an option you can turn those off.
All right. I just wanted to see if that ever happened.
Yeah, you can receive from contacts only.
Oh. Well, there's how you prevent that from happening on a plane.
No wonder I don't get rando airdrops. I'm smart.
I'm going to talk to these soccer moms and see what they're doing wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe they like the excitement of randos.
Good for them. I don't like surprises, so I'm good.
For real.